Hi guys, I hope you're having a great afternoon. I wanted to spend a little bit of time this afternoon sort of not talking system process, but talking you, talking person. So from the business point of view, I call this the dynamics. So the mechanics is the what we do, and then the dynamics is how we do. And I thought to spend a little bit of time on that this afternoon might be useful for you, and to, and to just touch in to see where you're at. We're in a really interesting time at the moment, and I was talking to someone this morning, and it really is. It'll go down in history. It'll be on the historical timeline that because it has affected, so much of the world, which is, in a way, it's a little bit amazing. To me, it's amazing that we've been able to live through something like this. So, suppose the question is, how can you take advantage of what's going on, and use it for your growth, and to stand out of the people around you. Now, I have been journaling. There's been a lot of consumption for me of information, and I spend some time journaling that to sort of decompress, I suppose, all the information, because we can't carry it all in our heads. And when I was journaling a couple of nights ago, I'm going to share this with you now, and it's just a little thought-provoking thing. It sort of just came... it's something I truly believe in, and sort of that's where this is sort of going to be the premise of this conversation. So in times of our greatest struggle is when our true potential as individuals and as the human race shines through. Shine like a lighthouse would during a storm, solid, giving the ship direction when it's hard to navigate. Just let that sink for a second. I'll read it again. In times of our greatest struggle is when our true potential as individuals and as a human race shines through. Shine like a lighthouse would during a storm, solid, giving the ship direction when it is hard to navigate. This just really resonates with me at the moment. This is a storm. We're currently in a storm. It will pass. We've seen it pass in other countries, and they're sort of, getting back to normal. I think where I was coming from with that is we can choose how we respond to this as individuals. And, you are all an amazing, high-performing team, and I know that what I've seen already is that you are being that lighthouse. You are being calm. You are standing strong, and as if we can develop that over the next period of time while we're weathering through said storm, metaphoric storm. Yes, I think it's a big opportunity. Is the way I see it, and the potential is endless. So we briefly spoke about this during the team meeting on Wednesday with the 3 questions. So if you didn't write them down, it's what can I do to care for myself or my family today? What can I do to reach my goals or my milestones? And what can I do to support my team or my family? And I'll talk you through these, because I think that if we can look after our health, number one, and then our mind as well, and if we can focus, first of all, it is difficult at times, but if we are whole, then we can be whole to other people, and that means the people that we care about. So there are 6 human needs that as individuals and as humans we all crave. So there's certainty, uncertainty. So certainty is, how we are all creatures of routine as human beings. So we like certainty, we like knowing. And, in the whole, we're not massive fans of change. It doesn't mean we don't like it, but we need certainty in order to help us function. We need to know that we go to the shops and get whatever we need when we need to. Our society is based around that certainty. And then there's uncertainty, which comes in the form of, going adventure. If you're a four-wheel driver or a camper, or, you love the path that hasn't yet been walked. That's the uncertainty. So you can sort of see that we crave both. Now, at times like these, we have been forced a hand of uncertainty. And so that puts a lot of us as humans into this little state of chaos. To get some certainty back, we can't control what's happening out there, and we can't control, the government's next sort of rollout of decisions, or, if somebody gets sick, that is out of our physical control. But we can control some things. We can control certain things within our own lives to give us that certainty that we as human beings crave. So some certainty can be around planning. I think we spoke about that on Wednesday. So having a forward plan, even if it changes, but if you have a plan, then if something sort of if the wave comes crashing over the metaphoric ship, you've sort of got your ballast is sort of full, and it can kind of keep you from falling over because you kind of have a bit of direction. And that's the idea behind having that plan. Now, that plan could be a personal plan. It could be, knowing that on Saturday I'm going grocery shopping, or on, every morning I'm going for a walk with the dog, or every afternoon I'm taking time just to sit with my kids, or pick up the phone and call my parents. Certainty can come in so many different things. Certainty can come in making sure the dishwasher's packed every night before I go to bed, because that just, for certain, I know that I can wake up in the morning and the kitchen bench is clear. So if you can figure out for you what those things are in your life that you really enjoy certainty around, and maybe bring a little bit more than what you usually would. So that's where things like routine, so it might be your fitness routine, it might be something you do every night. Don't skip it, because that certainty and knowing that that's something that you can really enjoy can be really valuable during this time. Another thing, so there's certainty, uncertainty. There's two more needs. So the need for love and connection, and the need to be significant. So love and connection is fairly straightforward. We, as human beings, we need it. So that's where one of the questions, what can I do to support my team, or what can I do for my family? So that will give you connection. And then by nature, by being connected, and by being said lighthouse that I was referring to earlier, you actually become that pillar of strength, that light in the storm that people look up to. So by being that strong, calm, shining light, you actually become significant to the people that you love, and they can't do it without you. They need you. And so that's significance. Significance doesn't mean going, oh, look at me, I've implemented, the best this out here, or, look at all the things I've done. That is significance, and that will definitely serve you. But in times like these, if you can be connected and grow your significance through connection, it'll just fulfill and just help your light, your personal light, shine brighter, which can be really beautiful. The last two needs are for growth and contribution. So, I touched on that on Wednesday. So what can I do to reach my goals or milestones? This might be a really nice time to reflect on your December. We reset our values goals. It might be a really nice time to sort of reflect on that a little bit. and see, what is it, where was I focusing my energy for the next 12 months, in what areas? Is it supporting my team? Is it is it more be wow? Is it, help me out, what's the other one? Be wow, connection, green and growing. Is it green and growing? Is it connection? Is it being sustainable? So, doing what I do in the most sustainable way. If it's, a repetitive thing, I won't go into all of the values because you probably already reflect on them, and you probably already know within you what you would like to continue your growth journey. So this might be a great opportunity to, we talk goals. We could talk monthly milestones. So that could be things that are happening within your work world. Focusing on those can really give some certainty in these times and give you a lot of fulfillment when you achieve them. Also, just reflecting on those, the values goals, I think could be really great. You can really step in the opportunity, and like I said before, the opportunity is amazing and your potential is endless. This time can force us to think a little bit different about the way that we do things. Might be, in this instance, it's a little bit different approach to our communication, so that we're a little bit more digital than face-to-face. And by doing things differently, it opens up for opportunities to have different conversations, to focus on different things. And I suppose that's what I'm really trying to challenge you. Bring them forward. This is a good time to try something a little bit new and shake it up a little bit. And if it's aligned to a goal that you already have, then why not give it a go? I think by taking sort of these steps and, fulfilling yourself, being that lighthouse, that pillar of strength, ensuring that you're connecting with your team and your family, contributing to the bigger picture, you will, once the storm is over, people notice and people remember who you are during those times, and how you stood up, or how you, not even stood up, but just how you were every day. The opportunities in these times are limited only to your openness to the challenge. So, lean in, guys. Give it a go. You are already exceptional human beings. You are already showing massive potential, and you are leaders within yourself, and you are leaders, within your roles. But is there an opportunity for you to flourish in that role, or flourish in that moment? Continue to be that planned, calm, considered individual that you always are when you're out on site, or when you're about to, submit a tender. Being really mindful of who, how you show up in all those situations is, a massive awareness. And even just having that awareness, guys, it'll really, it does help. Like, even from, my learning, awareness of self has really helped me step into my next, my next challenge, my next goal. So challenge is over to you. This industry, definitely, I'll say it again, we are, I believe, all leaders within this industry, just due to the nature of our roles. This industry is pretty sheltered at the moment, so we're extremely, I don't want to use the word lucky, but we are a little bit lucky that we haven't had anything sort of forced upon us from a legislation point of view at the moment. So, just lean in, guys. Have some fun. Have a little bit of inward focus on you. Maybe try some journaling, some weird stuff comes up sometimes, like the lighthouse quote, but maybe use those 3 questions to help start your journaling. And have some fun with it. Think about those 6 human needs. How can you bring them to not only yourself, but could you bring them to other situations and other people in your lives? I'm happy to continue this journey with anyone that wants to. And if you guys like this sort of content, then I can put a little bit more out. But yeah, enjoy the times that we have ahead. It's fun. It really is fun. You are part of history just by being present during this. So that's sort of exciting for me anyway. But yeah, lean in, have some fun. Any questions or you want to talk further about any of the dynamic stuff, please reach out. And yeah, take care. We'll speak soon.